People deluded. Arsenal win 2 wins from 2 in regards to the Europa League. Complete 8 wins from the last 8. Arsenal 3, Qarabağ 0. Going into the game, we needed to do exactly what I just said. Make it 2 wins from 2 in regards to the Europa League. Make it 8 wins in 8 on the trot. That's a pretty good record Unai Emery has now, in that he's had 10 games so far. 8 wins, and the 2 losses he has are against the 2 previous Premier League champions. Of course, he's papering over the cracks to a degree, but results speak for themselves. Like I said, I mean, it's a game, we no disrespect to Qarabağ. We just need to go out there and win convincingly, and that's what it looks like on paper. Doesn't tell the full story, but that's what we needed to do. In regards to the lineup before the game, it did throw me by surprise, seeing it, you could say, depending on, you could say a variety of formations that was, but I'd say 3-4-3 to a degree. It threw me off. And going into the game, yeah, we started off, I wouldn't even say starting off well. We got an early goal. Like we got an early goal. In my preview, I said that's one of the best things we can do. Get an early goal, try and quiet down the fans. I give credit to the opposition's fans. They were loud throughout. We got a goal. Sokratis scored the header. Monreal did well to keep it going. Kohler, in the build-up to the actual corner that we scored from, did very well going forward, as he did all game. It's just defensively it was a bit of an error. But excluding that, it took us a bit, I'd say it took us around 20-30 minutes to start getting the ball down and play. I did feel an air of complacency in us, in the sense that we knew we kind of didn't have to be at the best of our game. We didn't have to be as switched on, and we'd still win the game. I felt we presented Qarabağ with a lot of chances. It took us about 20 minutes to get the ball down and start playing, and when we did, it was all right to watch. But I felt we encouraged Qarabağ a bit too much, in particular that first half. It was a bit too easy for me, whenever they were in possession, for them to switch the ball to the other flank. We had a lot of teething problems defensively, specifically at times defenders probably not watching the runners at times. Emigranda or something like that, I can't say his name, forgive me, the striker. I wouldn't say he was causing problems, but he was getting into areas, and in particular towards the end of the first half, they were having half chances. They were having joy when they were putting the ball between the back stick, putting balls in behind Kohler, asking questions. I think Liechtenstein was stressed out as well. But we did have chances going forward. I felt Iwobi was inspired today, one of the best players, if not the best player on the pitch for me. I felt in patches we played some penetrative passes. The problem is it weren't quite there. I felt Emil Smith, the next step for him is probably just having a bit more quality in the final third, in your final pass, shooting with conviction. I felt he put himself about today and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't feel he's really at not Elneny. Guendouzi played some good passes, but on a general basis, I don't feel we were at it. Yeah, maybe it was the formation change, maybe it was the other opposition's fans, but yeah, like, we did all right at times. We were under a bit of sustained, I wouldn't call it sustained pressure, because they didn't really do anything. But I think Qarabağ's wingers, they did very well today. I mean, there was one, I don't know his name, but he was behaving like a fake Mahrez, a reborn Mahrez. He was doing quite well. Sorry, people. For me as well, a concerning thing, I did feel it for Liechtenstein, and in particular, Kohler. Kohler wasn't great defensively, and he needs to hold his hands up. But at times, Iwobi was tracking back, so it's not even a thing where he was just getting doubled up on because his winger's not helping him. For me, at times he was too narrow, but our approach to defending it clearly is going to take a while before we start being a bit more proactive rather than reacting. You saw Sokratis mop up a lot of stuff today as well, but we're reacting to our complacency, in my opinion. For me, we got caught flat-footed a lot of times today. I got a lot of time for Guendouzi, but I did feel the passing wasn't quite there. We were just, on a general basis, quite sloppy in that department by our own standards. And Qarabağ had enough going into the second half to honestly believe, in my opinion, that if I was them and they were their fans and their pardon me, wrong paper, people, and their manager, I would think they'd have a chance, because they were getting forward, they were having chances. There was a couple nervy clearances and things from us. I don't know if we were communicating as well as we could. We weren't playing appalling, people, so I'm not trying to sound negative, but we wasn't exactly playing amazing stuff. And like I said, we didn't need to be at our best to kind of win this game. I mean, we're winning it 1-0 at this point going into half time, and it's a bit mad. Credit to the Emery for changing the formation, but at half time my thoughts are, we're doing just about enough. The ball switching, we're not looking over our shoulders in regards to the opposition playing passes. Kohler's a joy to watch going forward defensively. It's the polar opposite. I like to see Iwobi's inspired today. Looks like he's going to make something happen. I've already told you guys about the diag to the near and far post that's causing us issues, as well as the fullbacks. Already spoken about Emerald Smith. So yeah, I don't feel we're playing poorly. We're just doing enough. That's the best way to describe it. But my concerns, if I'm trying to find any, is we're giving enough to Qarabağ to be inspired to think they can pull an upset and stuff. And they're definitely a better team than a lot of people, myself included, today in that first half. They showed. I didn't think they would be as good playing. Obviously, when the commentator was talking and throwing up the stats and stuff, he's throwing up some players that have played at a decent level, and even the ones you might not necessarily know about, I feel they just played quite well. Like, they were springing the passes. Like I said, they were switching flanks. A better ball playing side than I and everybody gave him credit for, in my opinion. Obviously, now we can get the right paper, people. Second half, Unai proves he's not Wenger each and every time. Takes off Monreal. Obviously, Monreal probably the obvious candidate because he's played a lot of football. Did shock me that he actually started today. Obviously, considering the formation change, it makes sense. But I felt he's someone that you probably could have afforded to rest his legs today. Kohler, I felt Kohler did alright today going forward, but maybe it's because of the lack of football. Maybe Qarabağ had their analysts or whatever had words with the team around that and said to target him, because I did think him and Liechtenstein were under a lot of sustained pressure at periods, if you could say that. So yeah, man. Obviously, you saw half-time, you saw a change. Monreal came off for Torreira. And what really shocked me in the second half is El Nene. Like, it looked like El Nene, I wouldn't say he was a 10, but it looked like he's ahead of Torreira and Guendouzi. I was thinking, if anything, surely you let Guendouzi, purely on the basis that he's still youthful, he's more likely to play a progressive pass, play ahead of El Nene. But maybe for that exact reason is why Emery, at least it appeared, he elected to keep El Nene playing further forward because of the fact that Matteo Guendouzi wants to play forward. I felt at times many a player, including our midfield, were just getting caught. We're probably not respecting the ball enough. Like I said, it's an air of complacency, and it would happen to all of us because you did expect to win this game. And we were given a warning sign. We're not following runners in the 48th minute, and they've scored. The replay showed it did look like Holding to a degree was playing him on side, but I didn't see that. So we're given warning signs, and we got off the hook there. And you're thinking we need to kind of wake up. And again, like I'm saying, in our approach to defending, be a bit more proactive and less reactive. I have to say as well, all game Iwobi had that captain, I believe, on toast, man. He's nutmegging him. The man's just pulling off his shirt. I was impressed with Iwobi. And then, yeah, man, like you saw, the man in question, it becomes 2-0 shortly after. Emerald Smith gets his first goal of his Arsenal career, and it's a fantastic moment for him. Purely because of his hard work and his application throughout the whole game. I believe he deserves it. I think Welbs does well in the initial period to win it back, and Iwobi gets an assist, slots it through. Emerald does the rest of it. He gets his first goal, and I believe he's the first player born in the 2000s to score for us. So if that's a bit of history for him to take away when he retires, that he won't deep how big that might potentially be at his tender age. But yeah, it's 2-0. You're thinking we're just doing enough, but again, to be fair, they're still troubling us, and I'm wondering throughout the whole of the second half how many times is Kohler going to get isolated 2v1. At times, I believe he's over covering for his centre half. But yeah, there was I'd say Leno included it again. It does look like a lack of communication today. I don't know if it was the change in personnel or whatever, but it did look like that. We invited pressure onto ourselves needlessly at times by losing the ball in sloppy positions. Obviously, Guendouzi made it 3-0 at a point. I believe Lacazette bucked him the ball and he finished it. But we even had chances to score. Ozil, there was one incident. I know Ozil likes to assist, but I was thinking, come on, bro, I love you, but why just put your right foot through that? There was a couple stages where a better team probably scores a lot of the Qarabağ issues that they caused us. But what can we say? We walk away with it. And on one hand, these victories at times are painting over the cracks. Because if you look individually at our results, they tell a story. But on the other hand, we're doing what we need to do, to be fair. It's the first time we've done this 8-win stuff in a number of years. We've done what we needed to do, complacency or not. We turned it on at times, but I have to give you guys my honest opinion. But we did what we needed to do. The stats, all that matters. It's 2 wins from 2 in the Europa League. It's a week break, I believe, and then forgive me if I'm wrong, and then we've got to play Sporting, and that will be a big decider as to who tops the group. If we can potentially win that and make it 9 points from 3 games, with 3 games remaining, you've put yourself in an excellent position, in my opinion. So yeah, now we just focus on Fulham. Regardless of what the form table or where their league position is, Fulham are going to be G'd up for this. At the end of the day, it's a London derby. You have to respect all teams in the Premier League, so we'll focus on that. But for now, another day, another Arsenal win, and until we lose and hold our L's, let's just go stress fans of clubs that lost last night, that drew the night before that, whatever in it is. Yeah, I'm going to go terrorise my friends on WhatsApp now. Guys, DG.